Hello, my lovely angels. This is your girl Sim, back with another episode of the Sim Squad. Hi. So I believe I had made this video before, but it got scrapped because I filmed it and then it, for some reason, like I'm not sure, it was out of focus or something had happened, and then I never bothered to film it again. These are my current 10 out of 10 perfumes from all the brands. But the twist is that these are the new ones, right? So I usually make my 10 out of 10 perfumes like from the beginning of time, but this is not from the beginning of time. This is like the ones I purchased in the last few months. And these are definitely going to be contenders in my perfume awards. Because 2025, I want to start it with like positivity and everything. So I might actually start with awards and stuff. And I'm actually kind of looking forward to that. So these perfumes are all a mix. Some of them were received in PR, some of them I personally purchased and I absolutely like. I'm going to mention it if it was PR, so that just for the sake of transparency, right? The first one is Sehr. Of course, I had to put this. I know not many people love the bottle, although Latafa is becoming tacky city of late with their packaging and everything. I absolutely do adore this bottle. It has this dragon, and I remember when this was launched, I was watching House of Dragon and I'm obsessed with it. And I don't know if that played a part in me liking this perfume, but it was something I didn't expect it to be. I did not expect it to be like such a strong vanilla, but also it has this suede cashmerean vibe going on in the background, which justifies the fact that it has a giant dragon on its head, you know. These descriptions are going to be super short, guys, because again, I have reviewed all these perfumes. These are just compilation videos. If you want to see the in-depth reviews for these perfumes, you need to go to my previous videos. Like, I don't know where they are, but they're there somewhere, right? But all these are recent ones, so you'll find them easily. What does Sehr Latafa smell like? It smells like a combination of almond, tonka bean, that's like the opening, along with like a hint of cinnamon, somewhat some florals here and there, dark woods, vanilla. This is like the main thing. And then you have like the suede cashmere thing going on in the background. Not everybody is detecting that suede cashmere, which was the weird thing about this perfume, but I know 50% of the people detect it, 50% don't. I do strongly get like a cashmere or suede vibe in the background, but it does not translate to leather, so you need to know the difference like between suede and cashmere. It just gives a little bit of warmth and a slight bit of animalic quality. Leather, on the other hand, will actually smell like leather, like your purse or your new shoe or something. This doesn't smell like leather. This smells like that suede cashmere. The funny thing is that it's not mentioned over here in the notes. The top notes are cinnamon, bitter almond, heart notes of jasmine, pomerose and akigala wood, and the base notes of vanilla, absolute, amber and tonka. So it's a fairly simple perfume, like you don't smell like a lot of things. Also the cinnamon in this, I would like to mention that it's like 0.5%. It's like very mildly there. It's not like a cinnamon forward fragrance. Some people did ask me that, you mean this cashmere and suede that you're smelling, do you think that you're mistaking it for the cinnamon? I'm not. This is like a thought that came in my mind as well, that is it the cinnamon that's like a synthetic cinnamon and it's just translating into cashmere? It's not. I can actually smell a suede and cashmere. I'm not going to mention the rating for any of these perfumes because they all are 10 out of 10 for me. This is definitely unisex. You can wear this in fall, winter, but I think I can pull this off in summer evenings as well. The projection is like 2 to 3 feet and the longevity is about 8 hours. This one lasts like a very long time. As a matter of fact, it's 8+ hours, because I remember when I first sprayed this, I could smell this. I had sprayed this on one of my throws on the sofa and I could smell it like for the following days as well. So it's a beast. Next is a brand new one. This has barely macerated, so take this with a grain of salt. But I feel like this bottle is quite old now already, so it's macerated. Yeah, it's matured. This is Leen. This is an oriental fragrance, oriental fruity fragrance. The opening is your raw ginger and turmeric. And turmeric, I'm saying it very clearly, it's not the turmeric powder. This is the actual turmeric and the ginger. And you try and make a paste of it. Throw in some black pepper, throw in some pink pepper in it. And you know how it would smell like? That's the opening of this perfume. It also has a little bit of bergamot in the opening for freshness. But then what follows is a beautiful mango note. It almost smells like a mango tea. And then you have your white florals in the background, which are jasmine and tuberose. In the dry down, it has like a beautiful sandalwood musk, which makes it smell more oriental. And it has like a slight incensey quality as well in the dry down, but that's like the incense which is used in the Far East. not in the Indian subcontinent or Middle East. It's not your Nagamota, one of those. This is a beautiful like sandalwood incense almost. I would describe this perfume as slightly herbal, slightly green, but then with a good balance of those creamy white florals and slight bit of spiciness. The reason why I feel this is a 10 out of 10 perfume is because it is so unique. I don't have anything like this in my collection, and I'm just gravitating towards this a lot because it just gives this warmth to you because of that ginger and your turmeric. And to everybody who got scared of turmeric after using your Honor and Glory by Latafa from their Badi Al Oud, don't get scared. While that was like a powdery one, this is a very, very herbal one. However, you do need to like unique fragrances, and you do need to like very, very herbal fragrances. Only then will you like the Leen. This to me is unisex, but it leans feminine. The projection is again 2 to 3 feet, longevity 8 hours. You can wear this in any season, I feel, and any time during the day. But I do feel it'll shine better during the daytime. I have 3 more Latafas for you, and this is probably my favorite release from Latafa. Please don't mind the bottle. I'm telling you, like Latafa has become tacky city, you know. This is Khair Confession. So yeah, it actually has like a a bust on the top, yeah. And the perfume, however, is a gorgeous, gorgeous scent. This is supposed to be an inspiration from Blanche Pet. I personally am in love with this fragrance. It's one of those fragrances that I'm gravitating a little bit too much towards. Some of these perfumes have become like an obsession. This is one of them. This is one of those perfumes that I'm like, oh my god, I need to smell this again and again. Now this again is like a very, very basic fragrance that smells very, very unique. Think of, again, white florals, but add some milky quality to it, like a little bit of lactonic quality to it. Then add like a hint of cinnamon and a whole lot of vanilla and tonka. It also smells like a tad bit nutty, and I think that's because of the tonka bean, but I could be wrong. But it just smells like very, very slightly nutty as well, and that nutty portion is coming along with the lactones. And think of those lactones, like those nutty lactones with the vanilla, and then you have your white florals. That's how beautiful it is. White florals already feel slightly creamy, milky, and then you have this milky quality about the perfume. They have not mentioned any lactones over here. They have not mentioned milk as a note, but that musk, vanilla, tonka, all of that is translating into this milky, creamy quality. In the dry down, it also has like this slightly smoky. Please don't consider this as an actual smoke. It's just like a hint of smoke, slightly like not. I don't even want to say incensey, but yeah, it does have like that slight incensey quality. But it's also slightly earthy and resinous. So that comes completely in the dry down, but it's there maybe like 5%. I don't know, overall this perfume's like, although it smells very basic, when you smell it you're like, oh, it smells like a simple perfume, but then when you start smelling it like throughout the journey, you start realizing how intricate like small details are. Maybe I'm overthinking and assuming it's like all that intricate because I love the perfume. I don't know, but I just love this perfume so much. This is definitely a feminine perfume. Projection is like 2 feet, longevity I would say is like around 7 hours. I would wear this all weather, anytime during the day. Just give this perfume to me, like on this table right now. Actually, let me not make big statements like that. Like, no, I need other perfumes, not just this perfume. The next one is a fairly new one. I recently got it, as a matter of fact, in my last couple of hauls. And this is the Teriaq Intense. And very quickly, it has become one of my favorite perfumes because while I absolutely despised the OG Teriaq. Okay, let me not say despised, because like I do like that perfume, but it's just that stale honey note or whatever that note is in the background in the dry down completely kills the perfume for me. Teriaq Intense, on the other hand, it's so different. It's much fresher in the opening because it has the opening of saffron and bergamot. What comes next is plum liquor, which is so unique, along with your cinnamon, your tonka and vanilla. I don't know, it's become like a trend with Latafa, where they're using tonka, vanilla and cinnamon together a lot. I don't know if you've noticed or not. Quite a few of their perfumes in the dry down, they have that. Either vanilla or benzoin or something, but it's definitely like these 3 notes, they're adding it to most of their perfumes. So think of the perfume opening with saffron and bergamot, very fresh. Then you have your plum liquor, which is like the dominant note in the perfume. But in the dry down, it gets very resinous, like very ambery, along with that hint of cinnamon, your tonka bean and vanilla. That's it. That's what this perfume is. But because it has this boozy note with the plum and it has that slightly spiciness of the cinnamon, gorgeous scent. I like it quite a bit. and the more it dries down, the sweeter it gets. So initially when you spray, you're going to be like, oh wow, where's the vanilla? The vanilla comes in much later. I love the fact how it like reveals itself slowly. The perfume doesn't change much, it's just that it gets a little sweeter. So you'll smell all the notes from the beginning till the end, you'll smell all the notes together. But it's just that the top, middle and base, they reveal themselves more and more as the perfume progresses. This to me is a unisex fragrance. I would prefer wearing this in fall and winter. Projection is like 2 to 3 feet, longevity decent, it's 8 hours. Now the last one from Latafa, I don't think it's a big surprise that it's Angham. Look at the amount of perfume I've used up. I absolutely adore this perfume. I have been using this so much. Also, like just like Khair Confession, this is something I'm pulling out a lot from the shelf. I know this is going to finish very fast and I'm going to repurchase it. The good part is this is not part of the Pride collection. The two perfumes I really like, which is the Khair Confession and this one, luckily they're not part of the Pride collection, so they're not that pricey. And once in a while Latafa hosts some sales and stuff, and this one I think right now it's for $35 in UAE. This was supposed to be an inspiration for Burberry Goddess. It opens up with this fiery pink pepper and ginger along with a mandarin note, followed by your praline, your cacao, your vanilla, but with two florals, which is jasmine, which is not indolic at all in this, and then you have your aromatic lavender. The lavender is what makes this perfume what it is, because instead of just being a generic vanilla floral, this has become like an aromatic floral. Plus you have those super spicy notes in the opening, which makes this perfume gorgeous. In the base you have your vanilla, amber and musk, which round the perfume. So think of the perfume as a gourmand. So you have your cacao, your praline and vanilla, with your spicy notes in the opening, with your ginger, pink pepper and mandarin, with mandarin giving it like that little zesty freshness, which I really like, but it's sweet at the same time. But in the middle you have your lavender and your jasmine, which make the perfume what it is, because that's where the twist happens, and wow, it's just gorgeous. This is something I've been wearing so much. It's a very modern perfume, it's a very modern vanilla. I do want to get my hands on Athena as well. Athena for some reason is so pricey in Dubai. I'll tell you why, because Maison Alhambra is not available readily in Dubai. So when it's available, people price it up like so much, they mark it up like crazy. This to me is all weather, all day, but I would prefer to wear this at night. It's unisex, but I would prefer women wearing this. Honestly, it leans quite a bit feminine. It's not like really unisex, but a man can pull it off. The projection is like 2 feet. Longevity is like around 7 to 8 hours, but it becomes like a vanilla residue as opposed to like staying as a perfume, so you do need to top it off. By the way, in the beginning, Angham had no projection, no longevity. It barely lasted on my skin, my clothes, but as it matured, it's become quite decent. Now we are starting with the Paris Corner perfumes. The first one is Khair Confession. This was such a surprise, and I'm so happy that I like this perfume because I absolutely adore this bottle. It's such a stunning, pretty cutesy bottle, and I was hoping it would not be like your basic candy perfume like the Yara candy or the Roses Passion, was it called, from Ardal Zafran. Luckily it was not. Unluckily it does smell quite a bit similar to your the candy perfume from Khair. I know I need to remember the names. What's funny is that even in my notes I've not put the name, but you know the candy perfume I'm talking about from Khair. So it opens up with a very synthetic pear and whipped cream. Now the whipped cream, the creaminess is not that prominent. It's like they're like a whipped cream, the sweet whipped cream, that smell, as opposed to the creaminess of the whipped cream. But you have this very candy pear, but then in the middle you have florals such as ylang ylang and jasmine. Now if you know, the smell of ylang ylang can be really overpowering, but they've maintained it really well. None of the notes are overtaking each other, jasmine also being quite strong a note. It's not overtaking the perfume at all. So you have your pear candy smell along with the jasmine and the ylang ylang, and in the base you have sandalwood, marshmallow and vanilla. So they tried to make it very creamy towards the end, but it takes quite a bit of time for it to turn creamy. The sandalwood, the vanilla, the whipped cream and marshmallow. Ideally all of these notes together, it should become like a very smooth, like creamy textured perfume. Instead this becomes like a very candied floral with like a little bit of gourmand notes, like the marshmallow, the whipped cream and the vanilla. Literally the sweet part of it is what's there in this perfume. What makes this perfume is that little cashmere they added. Like it just creates a little bit of clash, let's just say, between that sweet florals and that candy and everything, but then you have like a serious note like cashmere in it, you know. It just gives it a little bit more depth. It just makes it smell a little more interesting. I think this is perfection for daily wear. Now over here I do have a collection of perfumes that are very different from each other, and there's a reason to this madness because I get bored of perfumes very easily, hence the collection, hence this passion for perfumes. So I need to have like perfumes that smell very different from each other for them to become 10 out of 10, and the ones I actually gravitate towards a lot. That's why you'll see like none of these perfumes, they don't smell similar to each other at all. Khair Confession is super feminine. I would prefer wearing this in spring summer, but you can pull it off for the entire year during daytime. The projection is 1 to 2 feet. Longevity I would say is like around 7 hours. The next one from Paris Corner, of course, is the Black Cherry from their Ophidian collection. You know how much I like this perfume. I've mentioned this perfume so many times on my channel already. It's again a very unique fragrance, so you need to try it before you buy, just like the Leen. Other perfumes, I'm not telling you go ahead and try it first. Leen and Ophidian are two perfumes that you really need to test before you buy them. I am obsessed with them because they smell very unique to me. Ophidian Black Cherry, it's definitely a very cherry, strong cherry perfume, but it opens with this, I keep saying this, it smells like red wine. When you open the bottle and you smell the cork, the smell of that, the cork, whatever it's made of cork, but the residue of the wine on it, and when you smell the cork, you know how it smells like? It smells like that. But it's also quite powdery, it's dark, it's incensey and earthy. The dominant note in this, of course, is the cherry and that red wine smell, but it gradually reduces a little bit, and then different notes start revealing themselves. In the middle, you actually have praline, oud and rose together. So these notes are like super Middle Eastern, and a lot of perfumes, they have these notes, especially in the Shagaf or something. These notes are something that create like this rose oud gourmands. Praline especially is used for that. But it's not overpowering, it doesn't overshadow the perfume. The rose is like so much in control, and the oud is not banyadi at all. It's not animalic, it's very toned down. So don't get scared of the oud, because the oud is literally not ouding at all, you know. But then in the dry down, you start getting this very earthy smell with that incense. If you see the notes, you'll see in the opening why it smells like wine. It's because you have your cherry, raspberry, and then you have your woody notes right in the opening, which is why I feel like it's that cork of the red wine bottle. And then you'll see the gradual change of the perfume with the rose oud in the middle, with the praline, and then your earthy notes along with the incense in the dry down. It's an absolutely stunning perfume. It smells like femme fatale. It's gothic, but it's like a very beautiful, pretty gothic perfume. And that slight powderiness is definitely helping the perfume. I would prefer wearing this in fall and winter. I would wear it all day, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to wear it today along with this outfit. Despite of this having oud and incense in it, I don't think this is a Middle Eastern perfume. I would call this a woody oriental instead. The projection is 2 to 3 feet. Longevity is 8 hours for sure on this one. Now we're done with Paris Corner and we're moving on to Khadlaj. Khadlaj, I have 3 perfumes for you. So the first one, let me start with this first. So we have your Fursan White, which everybody was asking me, what's the difference between Fursan White and Blooming Bliss by Afnan. Fursan White is a slightly more creamy coconut perfume of vanilla powder from Matière Première, but this doesn't smell exactly like Matière Première. Guys, Blooming Bliss smells more like that. This one opens up very fresh, so you have your jasmine and bergamot right in the opening. The jasmine is like a creamy jasmine, so it has like this smoothness about it. The bergamot comes and goes like super fast, and then what remains in the perfume is this musky coconut almond. So think of the perfume base as that musk, coconut and almond, and you have like hint of jasmine, and in the dry down comes like a whole lot of vanilla with like a slight touch of nutmeg. That's what this perfume is. It's a very strongly creamy musk perfume, to which they've added vanilla, they've added nutmeg, they've added your jasmine, coconut and almond. It's a very intimate scent, I must tell you this. So I prefer wearing this at home. I prefer wearing this when I'm relaxing, just like my Khair Confession. This one again, like I forgot about it. Actually, you know, there's so many new perfumes that I keep. So I'll be wearing this like quite a bit, like now, like that I've smelled it again. And it did need to mature a little bit, this one. So it has matured. I'll have to recheck its longevity, because initially the longevity on this perfume was just like 5 to 6 hours. I need to see right now, because people are saying it's projecting like crazy, it's like lasting a long time. But on me, it was lasting around like 6 hours to the max. But now it's matured quite a bit, so I'll see how it progresses. But the perfume itself, if you like creamy coconut, vanilla, tonka kind of perfumes with like a hint of floral. So while Blanche Bête like went very, very floral, this one is like mildly floral. The main note in this is the coconut, vanilla and tonka. This to me again is all day, all weather, but I would prefer wearing this during summer. I would classify this as a tropical fragrance. Just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna say this projection is like 1 feet and the longevity is 6 hours, because when you buy this perfume, it will take it some time to mature. The next one from Khadlaj, of course, is the Musk Amber. I had to put this. Guys, a lot of people are asking me to suggest one-on-one dupe for guidance. There are none. Guidance DNA is not easy to perfect. I mean, it's amouage, you know, and I don't think people are intentionally trying to make one-on-one dupes, or maybe they are, I don't know. But the ones I just have two inspirations, or in the same genre, let's just call it. I have the Bain Al Absar and I have Musk Amber. Musk Amber and Bain Al Absar are very, very close. It's just that Bain Al Absar, in the opening, it just has this scary rotten fruit or spoiled fruit kind of vibe. In this, the opening, although like in the beginning when I sprayed this, the first time I sprayed, I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be just like that. But no, it's like a mixture of the pear, bergamot and frankincense, which is like a very strange opening. This perfume overall, in general, is a very, very weird perfume. So the opening is like a tangy pear with that frankincense, which is an aromatic. But the frankincense is like toned down. Then comes in the strong hazelnut note, a strong nutty note with some florals. And the floral over here, although I can't make out exactly, it's a jasmine and rose. The rose is a very, very indolic rose in this. The jasmine is pretty, but then imagine like a strong note of hazelnut. This is why I'm saying this perfume is very strange and it's very difficult to describe, because when you say nutty floral, you're like, what is a nutty floral? So you have your hazelnut, think of that hazelnut base, and then you have your jasmine and a very, very indolic rose. And the dry down, you have your vanilla, of course, along with light cedar wood. So it's a very pretty fragrance. Again, it's a very girly girl. It almost smells like a modern vintage. When I say modern vintage, it's like you would imagine somebody from the vintage era wearing it. But if that perfume was created like now, this is absolutely feminine. You can wear this during any season and any weather. The projection is like 2 to 3 feet. Longevity is good. It's 7 to 8 hours. The last one from Khadlaj is Musk Couture. This is a very different perfume as well. I mean, Khadlaj has like, actually all the perfumes over here are like strange and weird, yeah? Some of them at least. I think that's very much my vibe. I like wearing weird stuff. Now Musk Couture, I remember that it was a very, very dark, earthy perfume. I know it smelled almost like after the rain. Every time I smell this perfume, I'm like, what is this? It's so beautiful. It definitely smells like earth. It smells like rain when it touches the earth. And you know the earth when it, like initial rain, and that earth starts like flying around. The dust starts flying around, earth starts flying around. The dust when it starts flying around. And then the atmosphere becomes wet. It smells like that, but with perfumes. The top notes for this are bergamot, jasmine, hyacinth and rhubarb. Please ignore all of this. I don't know where all these notes are. What I'm smelling is a strong aromatic. Yes, I do smell some florals like jasmine. I don't smell rhubarb, thank God. Maybe there's bergamot. They have lily of the valley and amber, which are both, by the way, I did not know this. Both lily of the valley and amber are fantasy notes. I'm going to try and make a video for you for fantasy notes. I was going to say fancy notes. Fantasy notes. So lily of the valley and amber both are going to be synthetic, of course, created for us to think there's something called lily of the valley and amber. And in the base you have musk and tonka. Now I don't trust any of these notes, because to me it smells like if there was a forest with like a lot of beautiful florals, and it smells strongly of florals, and if it rained over there, how it would smell like. Smells like that. It's a very, very earthy fragrance, so you need to love earthy fragrance to love this perfume. I have absolutely no problem with patchouli. I have absolutely no problem with vetiver. These are two very, very problematic notes that people come across. Like some of them just do not appreciate it. I don't mind it at all. I'm not saying this has patchouli, because it does not, but definitely has like a petrichor note. Like I'm sure they've added like a specific note called petrichor. But it has like, it's also like windy and chilly, and that wind is carrying the scent of florals towards you, like especially of jasmine. It's such a unique fragrance. I like it so much. I would love to wear this more during fall winter. for sure. This is again unisex, but I think it'll adapt. If a guy wears it, it'll smell masculine. If a girl wears it, it's gonna turn feminine. The projection is insane. It's 3 to 4 feet, longevity 8+ hours. These two are like really, really new. The next two are super new. So this is from Fragrance World, and it's the Nudo. Now, I've mentioned this in a couple of videos of mine. I think recently I made like a bridal one as well, and I added this to that. I love the perfume. I hate the bottle. It's very prickly. Like this can actually hurt you very badly. I scratched myself very, very badly with this. It's I might have to like break this or remove this because it's actually like hurting my skin, right? This one is supposed to be a inspiration for Narcotic Delight, and it's a beautiful fragrance. I mean, at the moment it touches my skin or my clothes, it just makes me feel intoxicated. It's very, very narcotic, like for sure. This is a combination of pink pepper, black pepper, and boozy notes, like a strong boozy notes. But it also has slight hints of fruits and florals. But in the dry down, you have vanilla and tobacco, and the tobacco is like the vanilla tobacco. Let me just tell you the notes. Pink pepper, red fruits, and black pepper in the opening. Middle notes are cognac and hedione, and in the base you have tobacco and vanilla. Again, on paper it sounds very simple, and when you actually read the notes, you're like, yeah, actually that's exactly what I smell. But when you smell the perfume for the first time, you think it's going to be a combination of a lot of notes, thanks to that booziness and those like spices, which make you feel like there's a whole lot of spices, but this actually just the pink and black pepper. It's a stunning perfume. It's a stunning, stunning, stunning perfume. You need to like black pepper and pink pepper because they're very, very prominent in this perfume. I don't know if people don't like the pink pepper and black pepper. It's not the sneezy type, so it's not going to make you sneeze. The perfume smells very, very niche and upclass. It smells like something that would come out of, okay, yeah, Initio or one of these brands, you know, Penhaligon's as a matter of fact. Kind of smells like it would come out of a very, very big old house, like perfume house. Stunning fragrance, stunning, 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 stunning. See, now I feel like wearing this perfume today. So this is my daily thing. Whenever I'm filming the videos, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wear this perfume. Every time I try a perfume, I'm like, okay, I'll wear this today to the office, you know. But actually, I think I might just wear the Nudo Exotic Flowers if I didn't tell you the name. This is definitely unisex, leaning feminine. It smells like a femme fatale, but a guy can pull this off. It has no Middle Eastern vibe at all. Projection is like 2 to 3 feet. Longevity, I would say, is around 7 hours. The next perfume was a perfume that was recommended by one of my savis, my friends, Effie Germany. And I've been looking for a inspiration or dupe for Midnight Poison, and she suggested Passion de Night by Fragrance World. First of all, I love this bottle. Very classic, very beautiful. And it smells exactly how this bottle looks like. This is again like a super, super earthy perfume with rose and fresh openings. The fresh opening of bergamot and mandarin, middle notes of rose, and the base notes of patchouli, vanilla, and amber. So basic on paper, but it's not. I'm telling you, this perfume is much more than that. It definitely has some kind of like spices as well, like I detect nutmeg or black pepper in the background. This again, I'm telling you, like notes that change the perfume, which makes it interesting. And brands don't always reveal these mystery notes, you know. I do feel it has like nutmeg or black pepper as mystery note in it. So imagine like a red rose in the dark at night, blooming, but the earth is wet and the atmosphere is a little damp, yeah. Take that scent and combine it with slightly fresher notes like mandarin and bergamot. And in the base, a whole lot of sweetness of vanilla. It's such an intriguing perfume. This is again very, very mysterious. If you want to catch the aura of this perfume, you just need to type Midnight Poison ad and see the ad, and you'll just know exactly what this perfume is all about. Yeah, Passion de Night for anybody who was looking for Midnight Poison dupe. Close, not 100%, but very, very close. And thank you to the people who suggested L by YSL. I'm going to try that out soon. Whenever I get my big behind to go out and try stuff, I'll do that. I'll try it out and get it if I feel it's close to Midnight Poison. It's feminine. Please guys, don't wear this. Don't take this from us. No, actually, you know what? Wear whatever you want to. No Middle Eastern vibe. Projection 2 feet. Longevity, unfortunately, like 7 hours, 6 to 7 hours. It still needs to mature and macerate. The only problem I have with this perfume is that it's not lasting long enough, but that will change. And honestly, it was quite reasonably priced. I don't mind overspraying this or respraying it throughout the day. It's fine. This I would prefer to wear at night in any weather. Next we have perfumes. Okay, so the next few perfumes are from French Avenue or Fragrance World. It's Miraj. You knew this was coming up. This is like a cinnamon coffee, your kahwa coffee with a whole lot of jasmine, oud, incense and vanilla. Very simple. If you smell this perfume, you'll know exactly what it smells like. It's literally listed the same notes what I just said. Cardamom coffee in the opening. Jasmine sambac, so it's a very indolic jasmine, strong indolic jasmine. As the perfume dries down, it gets sweeter and gets more Middle Eastern because the incense and oud is revealed in the dry down along with like a whole lot of vanilla, which makes this perfume sweet. This smells like a mage. I told you this before, like literally if there was a mage, she would smell like this. It's spicy, like with that coffee. You literally feel like you're in a shop where you're buying different ingredients to cast a spell. It's so beautiful. It definitely is Middle Eastern because of that oud, incense. Even that coffee is very kahwa coffee like. No, it does not smell similar to kahwa, khamra kahwa or any of the kahwa perfumes if I've reviewed them for you. It doesn't smell like anything I've smelled before. This is supposed to be an inspiration for Bewitching Yasmin by Penhaligon's. If you smell that, if you liked it, if you could not afford it like me, go for this one. It's quite close. This is definitely unisex, but I would prefer women wearing this. Like the imagery is immediately a mage, like, you know, a woman. Again, femme fatale perfume. I would prefer wearing this during fall, winter. Preferably at night, but I don't mind wearing this during the daytime as well. But it would shine the best, the most mysterious, its dark side. Like literally, look at that. The bottle is also so beautiful, like a jewel. The projection is insane. It's like 4 to 5 feet, like longevity is like 8+ hours. Yes, it's strongly Middle Eastern for sure. But it also, I feel it's like a dress-up perfume. Like you need to wear this like when you are doing something special. You cannot casually wear this and go to the doctors or go to the grocery or pharmacy or something like that. People will be like, actually, you know what, wear it. Life is short. Wear whatever you feel like. Just wear whatever you feel like, what makes you happy. So the next one is a little mild. This is like a little change now. You have your Sweet Paradise from French Avenue. I have all of them now. I have the meringue, I have the luscious. I think I should make a video with all 3 of them. I think I need to make compilation videos because I do have a few of them which are sets now. Oh, this is such a stunning fragrance. But guys, the first time I smelled this, I was like, like I literally had like a reflex, which was really terrible. I was like, oh my gosh, that barley note was so bad. But that was just literally in the opening. After the perfume sprayed out a little bit, literally the 2nd or 3rd day I smelled it and I'm like, what is this perfume? It's so beautiful. The top notes for this are amberette, musk and mandarin, middle notes of peach, peony and orris, and the base notes of barley, tonka and heliotrope. And this is an inspiration for Scarlet Poppy by Jo Malone. It's a very creamy fragrance, almost smells like a oatmeal skincare, like one of those Doves or Niveas or something like that. The barley note in this was very like cereal. I know it's sounding weird when I'm saying it, right? But don't think of it as a bad smell. It's like the good parts of all of the things that I'm describing to you. It has like this lactonic quality, it has a creamy quality. It does smell a little bit like cereal or oats or something like that. That's the base of the perfume. But then you also have beautiful bits like the powdery orris, you have your heliotrope, you have the nutty tonka. So all in all, the perfume smells very warm, it's very cozy. It definitely smells very creamy and it doesn't have any changes to it, doesn't have any surprise notes. It's a very comforting scent. Like I would imagine wearing this and sitting next to a fireplace with like a hot cup of coffee or cocoa, or have like a bowl of cereal or something in my hand. It's something that I've never smelled before. It's a very unique fragrance. And I don't know anybody who did not like this perfume. They smelled it and they were like, no, this is not fine. The only problem people might have, that if you're used to wearing very Middle Eastern fragrances, I'm guilty of that as well, right? If you're very used to wearing very Middle Eastern fragrances, then perfumes like this, sometimes your nose turns blind to it. Like you are like, am I even smelling the perfume, kind of a thing. But it's there. I can clearly smell the perfume, but it's just very muted and it's very subtle. I can't stress enough on how unique it is, which is why I love this perfume so much, which is why it's appearing in my 10 out of 10 category. Honestly, I would wear this anytime during the day, all weather. The projection is like 1 to 2 feet. It's very intimate, but the longevity is a good 7 to 8 hours. Now the last but not the least, no, I haven't forgotten this perfume. Yes, I actually forgot this perfume. It was there in the corner and I've completely forgot about it. Yesterday when I was taking out the perfumes, I was like, I'm gonna make 10 out of 10, 10 perfumes, 10 out of 10. then it became 11, 12, 13, 14, and now it's 15, you know. So this like sneaked up from the corner and I'm like, oh, I forgot this perfume. It's Sweet Heaven Extreme. Do you remember? A couple of months ago I was raving about this perfume. Yeah, this is by Gulf Orchid. I'm just spraying one spray. If you noticed, it's very potent. Now, if you miss Khamra, if you miss Khamra Kahwa, if you miss Angel Share, Intoxicate, all the variety of the same type of perfume, it's not the same. Same genre, same vibe. So if you have any of the other ones, please test it and try it before you buy it, because yes, ultimately it's gonna dry down to a sweet, boozy perfume that smells ultimately like Angel Share. The twist in this is that cherry liquor in the opening. Let me tell you the notes because it's a little complicated. The top notes are coffee, lavender and bergamot. Middle notes are tonka and geranium, and the base notes of cherry liquor, sandalwood and musk. So the ultimate background is your Angel Share. It's a very sweet, sticky with that liquor scent. But in this you have like strange aromatics as well. First of all, you have coffee, lavender and bergamot in combination. That itself is very, very unique. The coffee is not overwhelming, it's there in like a hint. So you do smell the coffee, but you can't really say this is a coffee perfume. But you have like that aromatic, so that lavender bergamot combination, you know, it's like a beautiful combination, right? They put that. So you have your fresh aromatic in the opening along with that coffee, which is why probably the coffee got a little muted, and I love that. Then comes in your floral geranium, which is very, very powerful again. But again in this, the geranium is quite toned down. It's coming in like a floral sweetness along with that tonka. But the base is where the magic happens. You have the cherry liquor with that sandalwood and musk. So it's a very smooth liquor with the sandalwood and musk, you know. It's a very smooth liquor, but it has that hint of cherry. And I absolutely love it. So every time one of these perfumes gets released, I have noticed this about myself. I don't know about you. So first I was obsessed with Khamra. I was obsessed. I was like, oh my god, best perfume ever. Then came in Intoxicate, and I think it was the Angel, Kismet Angel or something. I was obsessed. I was like, oh, this is the best, you know. And then came Khamra Kahwa, and I was like, no, this is the best, you know. So every time one of these cognac or like boozy kind of fragrance comes along, I always think that this is like topping the other ones, probably because I get slightly bored of them, because this DNA is a little bit overdone. And I think people should stop now, but I have a feeling they won't. They're gonna keep releasing like different. This could be a flanker for Angel Share. So it does have that twist of cherry liquor with the aromatic of lavender and that coffee as well. So it is definitely different. When you smell it, you will definitely not be like, oh, it smells exactly like Angel Share, but you will know which genre it is in very clearly, loud and clear. This is 110% fall winter, unisex. Probably for some women it'll lean a little masculine, not to me. Would I call it Middle Eastern? No, despite of it having that coffee, and no, it's not Middle Eastern. It's very boozy. It smells like something which would come out of the house of Killian. Projection is like a good 4 to 5 feet. It's insane. I sprayed one spray and it's like the whole room is going to smell of this now. And longevity again, 8+ hours. Very rarely do I say 10 hours, and this is like going towards like 10+ hours, yeah. And that concludes my 10 out of 10 fragrances from the recent buys. So these were all fairly new. I think the oldest one from this was probably Khair Confession. Maybe that was the oldest, and which is like fairly new, if you know. So these are all like from the last 3 months, I would say. And I really wanted to make this video, and I hope this time my camera is focusing, because the last time I filmed this video, I was like, what have I done, you know? And I will be bringing more and more of these compilations to you towards the end of the year, because one by one, I do need to knock off like categories and stuff like that, because that was supposed to be in my 12 days of Christmas and I could not do it. So that's it for today, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.